in the past, but this is the final one. We are sitting just 2 days away from the NFL draft in Detroit, Michigan. Hopefully, the prospects there do not get shot, but if they do not, this is what we expect to happen. I'm here with Wayne. How you doing today? You can't see him, of course, as always. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty darn good. Ready to talk about these mock drafts. I just want to say something first about the draft. It might be the most important day, entirety of the NFL season. The most important day might just be draft day. Teams don't win Super Bowls in the second weekend of February. Teams win Super Bowls on the fourth Thursday in April. You go back, Patrick Mahomes drafted by Kansas City. Travis Kelsey
Traded
drafted by Kansas
with the
City.
Bills.
Still drafted. So teams that build winning cultures, they do it in the draft. It's not like NBA where there's a lot of free agents going in and out. This league, the NFL, is a draft oriented league, and it should and hopefully will always be that way. And it's exciting for another year of NFL draft. This draft seems different compared to the last couple drafts. They were different, right? But 2021 specifically, it was a good draft. It had a lot of solid enough players. But I think we can all agree that we want our drafts to have the top of the top be quarterbacks, just because QBs are puzzle pieces to complete the puzzle, right? Other players, we saw a record for most selected consecutive defensive players in the 2021 NFL draft. They can help you win games, but you need 10 to 12 to 15 of them. You need one quarterback and you can go out there and win games. It's more exciting to talk about the quarterbacks. It's more exciting, the skill positions, the offensive line class, and everything in between. So let's not waste any of your time for the 32 team NFL mock draft as we get ready to rock and roll. So let's go. At number one, the Chicago Bears. One of my favorite traditions of the NFL draft is Chicago understands they're going to take Caleb Williams. They understood that since January, or ever really. We knew it for a while, but since the Justin Fields trade when it was locked in. The Bears are still going to take 10 minutes to select their guy. They're going to take.
Panthers did last year. They took like 9 minutes and 40 seconds, and the pick was
it,
in.
it always happens.
And the commentators every day they go, they've had 4 months to decide this.
And they did. So, yeah, anything. Caleb Williams, there's not much to be said that hasn't been said already. He is different, some we haven't seen out of a prospect coming out of college. Chicago needs this option, and this offense coming in for Caleb Williams. It's not like, okay, we have a rookie quarterback, there's time for him to wait. He's expected to win in week one. He's expected to win games. He's expected to make the playoffs. I'm not expecting you to have anything different. Do you have any thoughts on old Caleb?
Well, like 2019, I have Spencer Rattler going first. No,
What?
no, I have Caleb Williams going there. Really, there shouldn't be much of a discrepancy here for the front office of the Bears. So,
Uh-huh.
wow,
You know,
I
Evan Knowles.
I felt way too intelligent saying.
You know, Evan Knowles?
discrepancy. Yeah.
He's in the chat. He's asking where you're at. Wayne's scared to be on video, so you have to look at my pretty face. Anyway, yeah, Chicago's going to take Caleb Williams. There's no surprise there. The situation he's heading into is unlike any other first overall pick in a long time. You got a lot of fans in here.
Maybe.
In a long time. So with every option that they are able to put out on the offensive side, the Bears are expected to win and win right away. The draft starts at number two, I think, for real. But does it really? I think Jaden Daniels is getting all the hype, and rightfully so. He will be the number two pick in the draft. He's getting a lot of hype after he's played all of his games. That if you go back in February, Drake May was the number two pick consensus. Now it's Jaden Daniels. So nothing changed over the 2 months. They didn't play a snap. So we can think everything we want to think, and the reports come out, say it's Jaden Daniels and all that good stuff. But I'm not in the Washington Commanders' war room. He's not either. What if they just prefer Drake
Sure.
May? What if they just prefer Drake May and we
am
don't
wrong
know
there,
all this long? But I think at number two, Washington takes Jaden Daniels, and for the first time since RG3, they have a promising young quarterback. Hopefully, it doesn't end up like that.
Terry his ACLs. No, I'm kidding.
You at number two?
For me, the Commanders are also drafting Jaden Daniels. The hype, like you said, has been built so much over the past 2 months for Jaden Daniels and Drake May, and Jaden Daniels has surpassed Drake May with the hype. So,
Interesting to see how.
but like you said, we are not in the Commanders front office.
Yeah, they
making
could
this
just
decision. They could not care about the hype at all and already know they're taking Drake May.
So we don't know. All it takes is for one team to like a player, for a guy that we expect to go in the third round, be a first-round pick. Cole Strange comes to mind. Great pick there by New England.
I wasn't scouting him until the third round.
Sean McVay.
Yeah.
We were thinking about picking him at 104. Yeah. Okay. Pick number 3. And it's been a while since my Vikings have been in this spot. And I think they made a statement when they let go of Kirk Cousins that they are done with complacency. They are done with being average. They don't want another Kirk Cousins. Okay. And they have built up assets. They have the 23rd pick in the draft, and they have, of course, picks next year down the line. They put all their chips onto the table, all their chips. They call up Robert Kraft and say, hey, buddy, give us the number 3 pick to select Drake May. And that's what I think happens. I think the trade is going to be the 11th pick in the draft, the 23rd pick in the draft, a 4th-round pick this year for Minnesota, and a 1st-round pick next year for Minnesota. But if there's a way they can do 11, 23, a 4th, and a 3rd, and a 2nd next year, and keep the 1st, that would be ideal. But you give away 3 first-round picks. And
for your future quarterback.
To get a good player, you have to give up good things. And I think 11 and 23.
Great analogy you got there, son.
Depending on how they finish next year, another guy in Drake May that is in a situation where playing with the best receiver in the NFL, playing with Hawkinson, who can hopefully come back, playing
the guy
with
was
Jordan.
at North Carolina, for God's sake.
What?
Okay.
Playing at
They didn't have an elite wide receiver, elite playmakers.
Walker was pretty darn good.
Other teams,
But they had
other
the worst
teams they have
offensive line.
you look at Jaden Daniels. He's got Malik Nabers. You look at
Go on,
you look at
Caleb
Kyle
Willis.
McCord.
Yeah. But yeah,
he had Marvin Harrison. You look at Michael Penix. He had Rome Odunze and Polk and
Drake May has all the physical attributes you want in a
literally
quarterback.
Justin Herbert.
And I think Minnesota trades up and takes him at number 3. Why? Tell me why you copied me.
I literally made this at 8:20 this morning during my enrichment in school.
Mm-hmm.
So
You took Drake May as well?
yes.
Any other stats? Any other things you want to bring up?
Nope.
Let's move on to pick number 4, the Arizona Cardinals. I think this is a really good trade down spot for Arizona. But I think at the end of the day, we see a lot of times in the NFL,
I like how I had it listed as 6'4" on Google, and then he's listed as 6'3" here. Like,
teams
what?
teams molding themselves around their quarterback. And it's no secret the Arizona Cardinals have a star quarterback that they are going to pay for a long time, and they have paid him for a long time, and they will in the future. The prospect of Marvin Harrison being on the board at pick 4 is too good to pass up on. I also think Arizona is an option that, say, somebody down the line we see New England have traded down, maybe they want to trade back, Denver, the Raiders, somebody, if they offer a lucrative package for J.J. McCarthy that they move up to number 4, I think Arizona takes that, and then maybe J.J. goes 4, they can, get back up to 8 and take Neighbors or Odunze and have all the extra capital. But I don't think an offer is going to come out that's going to be too huge. And currently, Marvin Harrison, all the attributes you want as a receiver. I have said that Rome Odunze is my wideout 1, with Harrison 2 and Neighbors 3. It's so close. That's not like saying I don't like Marvin Harrison. He's a great football
player. If Marvin
player.
Harrison wasn't in the draft, Rome Odunze and Malik Neighbors would be wide receiver 1 of probably any other draft.
Yeah, so you
just fell into the wrong draft with a guy who
it's a great
has
receiver
slightly
class
more favor
at
than
the
you.
top. It's a deep receiver class all over the board. I think there's a lot of chances for Arizona, again, to trade out because other teams are looking at it and saying, okay,
they need a quarterback.
You can't get a solid quarterback in this day and age in the 2nd and 3rd round that could start. You can get there's 15 receivers deep. If you say Brock Purdy, I'm going to slap you.
Blaine Gabbert says otherwise.
But I'm saying, are you going to trade down to the 3rd round and take Spencer Rattler and be like, yeah, Spencer Rattler
in the 3rd round?
3rd or 4th round, I bet.
7th round at least.
So yeah, there's
if that guy touches the 3rd round, that GM needs to be fired.
So yeah, Marvin Harrison at number 4, no surprises there.
Yes, I also have Marvin Harrison.
Number 5 for the Chargers scares me because everything in the world, everything that it tells me to, you look at Jim Harbaugh, he's going to take an offensive lineman. He's going to build a running game. He got
Zach Zinter.
He got J.K. Dobbins. It says Jim Harbaugh wants to run the ball.
Yeah, they traded away. They got rid of Austin Eckler, who was like 28, and then brought in Gus Edwards, who's a year older.
Yeah, but Austin Eckler's not good.
I know, but Gus Edwards is.
Gus Edwards not the starter. He's not getting paid Austin
I
Eckler
know.
money.
I know.
Anyway, the Los Angeles Chargers. I think Jim Harbaugh has to put his biases aside. I know he wants to run the ball and have offensive line, but what's good in offensive line when you're rolling out Quentin Johnston and Josh Palmer? And Malik Neighbors, I think, is the second wide receiver coming off the board. I didn't notice this a couple weeks ago when we were doing it outside. I said Harrison, Neighbors, and Odunze go in a row, and I actually have that here. Spoiler alert for pick 6. I didn't call. I didn't.
you ever moved in going pick 6?
I didn't call that, but number 5, the Chargers. If this is an offensive lineman, I'm like, should have saw that. But I'll go with Malik Neighbors, most athletic receiver in this class.
For me, I have the Las Vegas Raiders trading up to pick 5.
With the division, interdivision. Wow, that's interdivision. In the division. They're both in the same division.
So you're gonna keep saying interdivision or what? I know what interdivision means. All right. God damn.
They're in the same division. They're going to trade well.
Really? Are they in the same division?
Go on.
Are they in the AFC West?
Go on, son.
Answer my question. Are they in the AFC West?
Yeah. Go on, buddy.
All right. Yeah. Antonio Pierce is gonna make a great first impression, as if he hasn't already.
Yeah, it's not really a first impression anymore.
Getting JJ McCarthy.
Coach for about 10 games. So JJ at number 5 there. So then the Chargers move back to pick 13.
Yes.
I think that's a good trade for both teams. I don't know if it's going to happen.
I don't feel like the Chargers really. They're in this weird situation where I feel like they need more future value than
They have too many holes.
one person right now. You're not going to fix all these holes in one draft. You need to get the value that you can at the pick that you have and just kind of feel it out for the next year. You're coming in with a new coach. No, they don't have a new OC, do they?
Yeah, Kellen Moore.
Yeah,
No.
bring in a new OC.
Who's their offensive coordinator? Kellen Moore was their OC last
And
year.
then it was.
I don't know.
It's a guy from a running. I don't know. He's a running offensive coordinator.
So I think I like the deal.
It probably won't happen.
But I would have liked it at number 6 with the Giants. Because it's.
Yeah, I get that.
I think
get that.
Antonio Pierce doesn't strike me as a guy that's like.
But also at the same time, the Giants could get a quarterback, or I mean, they already have the contract. Just kind of get a wide receiver.
I don't think Antonio Pierce understands you play in a division with Patrick Mahomes and now Jim Harbaugh. You can't wait around.
Yeah.
And they need a QB now. So I think it's good to say, okay, the Raiders will be aggressive.
I get what you mean, trade at pick 6, but I just kind of
okay.
had them at pick 5.
That's fine. I like it for the Chargers.
If you
too.
want,
They
you
get-
just switch it around, and then I feel like the Chargers probably draft like Joe Ald or something.
okay.
I mean,
Or they could trade down to 13 and get
Yeah.
still a really good tackle. So we'll see. New York Giants at pick 6. They need weapons bad as well.
Saquon's
gone.
I mean, your wide receivers could beat the Vikings in the wild card of the playoffs, but like it's the Vikings. It's not saying
They
much.
don't have a top 30 player on the offensive side of the ball. Maybe Daniel Jones sneaks in. Maybe. But,
Backups are probably Jameis Winston is better than Daniel Jones. No.
so they get, in my opinion, the best receiver in the class. My number 2 player in the draft, in Romo Dunze. He can do it all for them, and he's just a guy that I think could come in year 1 and be a 1,000-yard guy. And I think he's a guy that translates to the next level. His game could really work. So I think Romo Dunze at number 6 for the Giants. They get themselves a receiver.
For me, the Giants will be taking Malik Neighbors.
Okay.
And pretty much, like you said, Giants need a weapon. You're at pick 6. Malik Neighbors is right there. I feel like you just take him.
Number 7, the Tennessee Titans. I had mocked them a receiver for a long time here, but with Ridley and with Hopkins, with
we both have.
Tony Pollard coming in, they can make do. Okay, but Will Levis
It's not like you're gonna go to
has
the
had
playoffs
so
in
many
1 year.
injuries, has had so many stuff already in his rookie season.
Playoffs.
Get him a 6'8" offensive lineman. That Joe Alt has kind of been taken off a little bit in terms of hype. But you look at this guy. If you bet on somebody, okay, who's going to be 10-year guy, 7 Pro Bowls, 3-time All-Pro, I'm betting on Joe Alt. There's no way this guy fails in the NFL. There's just no way. He's as solid as a player. He reminds me not as like the same player, but as Quentin Nelson, just coming out of college at pick number 6 to Indy. That was just so solid right away. It's not going to fail, and you're going to have a cornerstone tackle, and that's what I think Tennessee does.
All right. For me, the Titans will also be taking Joe Alt.
Okay.
Like you said, bring people in, get an offensive tackle.
Everybody's bringing people in. I mean, pick 8's bringing somebody in, so is pick 9.
Oh,
Anyway,
really?
let's move up to pick number 8, and I don't know how to do it with the Zach Wilson trade. Maybe Zach Wilson is now the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos, but I'm going to say no. So I have pick number 8, the Atlanta Falcons trading back, understanding that there's a lot of defensive value down the board, and this is an offensive-heavy draft. So I think Denver trades up a couple spots from pick number, where are they? Pick number 12 to pick number 8 and take J.J. McCarthy. They don't have to sell the farm at pick number 4 and go all the way up for him. But now Denver gets their quarterback for the future, and if they don't take a QB here, and they're risking, New England, who I have at 11. The Jets could trade with somebody, so should Chicago. So they don't risk it at all. It's not going to be a huge ask to move from number 12 to number 8, and J.J. McCarthy's a Denver Bronco.
For me, Atlanta will keep their pick, and they bring in people for offense. So I feel like they're going to take a defensive player, and that defensive player will be Latu.
Whoa. Latu.
Yeah.
Goes at number 8. That's high. Wow. He's a guy that
I felt like 2 weeks ago, I was like, there's going to be a lot of offensive draft picks for like a while. And then I realized Atlanta. You have Kyle Pitts. You're not going to take Brock Bowers. You have decent wide receivers. I mean, if it's really there, go ahead, take Romo Dunze, whatever. Yep. You have Kirk Cousins, obviously. Your O-line is decent. I feel like if they don't take a wide receiver or a defensive player, they're taking an offensive tackle.
I like the pick.
It's really up to offensive tackle or
I just like the value I got there. I mean, it's a good pick. I don't know. You're an idiot for picking Latu. Just kidding. Anyway, let's move.
My bad. Am I 4 picks off? Is that my reasoning?
Let's move to number 9, the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
Who could put themselves in just an amazing spot. I could see Chicago doing a Houston Texans, getting their quarterback, being so aggressive, trading up back into the top 3, getting Caleb Williams, getting Marvin Harrison, and saying, let's ride, boys. But I don't think they do that, just because I think the price is too steep.
Chicago Bears.
Pick number 9, I have the Dallas. I have the Chicago Bears taking Dallas Turner to be an edge rusher. They don't really have that guy on the edge right now, and he is.
I mean, they got rid of Chase Young and Montez Sweat.
They have Montez Sweat.
No, they kept.
This is not the Commanders.
Yeah.
Oh
my! Wow, I was completely.
They got rid of Chase. They got rid of Chase Young and Montez Sweat, but they still have Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, the Bears. But yeah, Chicago.
Wow, that was that might have been the biggest casual moment of my life. Holy crap!
The Chicago Bears get a guy opposite Montez Sweat.
No, but they got rid of Chase Young.
Get a guy. They get a guy opposite Montez Sweat, and now they have the offense set for the future, and the edge is set for the future. That's a good starting point.
And that was on video
for Chicago.
God, I feel like such an idiot.
You're the only one that everybody else watching is like, I thought he was on the Bears. Go on, number 9, Chicago.
All right, so number 9 for me, Indy trades with Chicago here.
Now, I
didn't. My hot take 2 weeks ago was Brock Bowers doesn't go in the first round. But it was a dumb hot take. Brock Bowers goes number 9 to Indy.
I don't like it.
I don't care what you like.
I think Indy has 2 tight ends right now. They have Jelani Woods, who they took last year, who's a big tight end. And then they have Mo Ali Cox, who's fine
but this
enough.
Is literally Brock Bowers, a generation. Not generational, but
it's fine.
A great tight end.
I don't think you want to trade up. When you trade up that high, you're probably giving up a first-round pick next year. To move from 16 to 9 is a big trade.
15.
From 15 to 9 is a big trade. You might have to give up a first or second next year, or a first and second this year. I don't know about that. Okay.
Well, actually, they probably won't take Brock Bowers. They'll probably take Romo Dunze.
I think they have more pressing needs. You can't take Romo Dunze. He hasn't been picked yet.
Not for me.
Wow.
I mean, he's going to pick literally next pick.
Number 10, the New York Football Jets. At number 10, it is pretty clear
How long can you last?
they have
Aaron Rodgers.
they have put all the emphasis on Aaron Rodgers and to go win a Super Bowl
I
as soon
sure damn hope so.
as
Putting all the
next
emphasis on
season.
Aaron Rodgers. Are
So-
you kidding me?
If we look at this season, Tyron Smith they brought in, Javon Kinlaw, Mike Williams. Why not put the finishing pieces and get one of the top 5 players in the class overall? I understand positional value is a little bit less. Brock Bowers is a New York Football Jet.
For me, the Jets. Yes, you need O-line.
Not really.
Why not make the wide receivers better?
Why not?
Romo Dunze to the New York
Oh
Jets.
my God, Garrett Wilson, Romo Dunze,
Brees Hall. Oh my God.
Oh,
Don't get me salivating.
maybe my Super Bowl pick. I'm picking the you. It's gonna be tough to get me to stop picking the New York Jets next year to win the Super Bowl.
The Chiefs say otherwise.
They probably do. At number 11, I think we both have the Patriots trading back, and
Oh, yeah.
we have to change everything we know about the Patriots because it's not like
It's not Bill Belichick
Yeah.
ran anymore. This is not going to be your
It's not
white
like-
football team.
this is a Bill Belichick pick or anything. It's still Mr.
They're
Kraft. at the
hopefully
head of it.
not going to pick a center.
I'm going to take New England. They really had no pressure last year. They're going to take Byron Murphy. They're going to take Byron Murphy, one of the best defensive
Yeah, my
players
pick is
available.
definitely the worst one you've ever seen in your
I'll
life.
take New England at a number 11, taking Byron Murphy.
Traded down for value next year.
Say Bo Nix. Go on.
You take a quarterback after trading down from the West Coast, Michael Penix Jr.
At 11? No,
Yes.
I don't see it at 11. Which, we're kind of off just a little
mean-
bit all the damn time.
I mean, I was thinking about that, but actually, yeah, there really is no other team here that's going to take him. So
Yeah, 11 is pretty high. I think you go best player
I like how I'm
available at
literally
11.
on with everything so far. We're just off by picks. That's literally the only thing.
This is why I think my way's better. I think at 11,
Yeah, you draft the higher position.
Michael
value.
Penix is not.
I
can't miss prospect.
honestly don't think Michael Penix is gonna go like Denver. They could. The Chargers don't need. New Orleans doesn't need. The Bears don't need. Seattle doesn't need. Jacksonville doesn't need. Cincy doesn't need. The Rams don't need. Pittsburgh don't really need. Miami doesn't need, and Philly doesn't need.
Yeah, so it's-
So I feel like I probably should have put Michael Penix there.
Here's why, because
But no, they're gonna take Michael Penix and Bo Nix and then have them battle it out in training camp.
Michael Penix is not a can't miss prospect. Not saying Byron Murphy is.
I mean, you were
either.
super hot. Actually, yeah.
Okay,
all right.
so this is why.
I'm not gonna mess with this because then I'm gonna mess up all my.
This is why I think they would wait later. Say Penix falls to 23. Okay, they take him and it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If he doesn't, are you really missing out? You roll with Jacoby Brissett and you get a high pick.
Yeah.
It's not like we gotta take him here. It's
Well,
like
no, I didn't mean
if
it
he
like
falls,
that.
if
I
he-
just kind of meant more of like, well,
if he falls, he falls.
You used your quarterback, Mac Jones. Anybody on that Alabama team could have been a good quarterback.
Okay,
Okay.
let's move to pick number 12.
But yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons, the Dirty Birds, are back and ready to rock with Kirk Cousins back. Matt Ryan officially retired from retirement. Matt Ryan, congrats on your retirement. You've been retired for 3 years, and now you want to make
Philip
it
Rivers
official.
still my goat. He's got 7 more kids than you. I actually don't know how. many
Atlanta
kids
at pick
he's
number
got.
12 takes Laiatu Latu. They trade down. They get some more picks.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I mean. I just picked him at pick 8
Yeah,
instead
I
of
think
pick 12.
eight's high. The
Yeah.
thing I think about him is I don't know if he'll be a first-round pick. He's one of those guys that's like, okay,
It's like what Will
he
Levis.
has to get
It's like
picked.
what Will Levis was. It was what Malik Willis was. It was like this guy could
Jeremiah
be first round.
Usu-Karamoah was a third-round pick when he should have been first. He's played great for the Browns.
Dude, Jeremiah Owusu-Karamoah is such a franchise god. It's not even funny in Madden. Dude, you pick him up in free
What's his
agency
overall?
as a super dude, he'll go from a 77 to like an 87 in a year, and it's like
What Madden are you playing?
22 and 24.
Oh, why do you play both?
Because sometimes 24 just gets super boring. The only reason I got
Same
24
game.
was for updated rosters with like Aiden Hutchinson and the
Okay.
guys that weren't in Madden 22.
Okay. Yeah, Laiatu Latu
Autism?
could be as high as 8, like he said, but the injury concerns are a lot. He could not be a top 40 pick, and I wouldn't be like, oh my God, he's not in the top 40. So he's got a high range. I think it's more likely he goes in the top 15, but if he doesn't go in the top 15, he could slip to
I mean,
The
he could
third
also
round?
go to like 26 to 32,
Let's move on
or
to
go
the.
to the second round. Could I do my pick 12?
Oh yeah, your pick 12 is who? Denver.
For me, Denver does not trade. They stay where they are. They say, "F it, we don't need a quarterback," and they go with Dallas Turner, edge out of Alabama.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting for Denver. I just
Blitz, Bama, blitz. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide.
Denver could definitely go get. I think Denver also looks at it as, okay, if Penix or Nix makes it back to us in the second round, we can take him, but we're not going to lose sleep on him. We're not going to trade everything away.
They look. All right, speaking of Denver, what are their new jerseys? They look like Virginia. No, I'm not even lying. I'm not even lying. God, I wish you didn't have your phone pulled up right now. Go to Google and look up
I see the
Denver's
jerseys.
new unis.
I know what the jerseys are.
And I will show you Virginia's. They have everything down to even the stripe on the shoulders. It's like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
Let's move on to pick number 13 in the draft. It's the Las Vegas Raiders, and I think they
Wow, we're already at 20.
they get a tackle. They get a tackle with J.C. Latham, big guy, built in a lab type of guy, prototypical tackle. Excuse me, for the Raiders.
For me, Chargers are at this pick. They take Talise Fuaga.
Okay, good pronunciation.
I don't know if it's right, but the offensive lineman from Oregon State.
That's a good pick there. And at number 15, the New Orleans Saints take
14.
Talise Fuaga at
14.
14. My bad. Talise Fuaga at 14. Such a great offensive line class. He's a guy that gonna be another franchise left tackle, or I don't know actually if he's a left or right, but anyway, him at number 14 for the Saints.
For me, they just took Brian Brees last year. They will be stacking up on that D-line even more since Cameron Jordan is old and Brian Brees is probably their only defensive lineman. Byron Murphy, D-tackle out of Texas.
Okay, that is a beefy defensive line.
I know.
At number 15, the
You
Indianapolis.
create pressure, you don't need corners.
At number 15, the Indianapolis Colts take Quinyon Mitchell. They need secondary help bad. They were bad offense or defensively last year. Quinyon Mitchell probably has the best instincts in this class. He's reminds me of a better
Like
coverage.
how half a year ago, it was Kool-Aid McKinstry. He's the best corner in this draft. And then it's just completely flipped and he's like the fourth best corner.
Things change. But I think his instincts are out of here. He's a better coverage
He's out of
Trayvon
here.
Diggs.
Get him out of here.
He's better coverage, worse ball skills, Trayvon Diggs to me. So him at number 15 to the Indianapolis Colts.
For me, since Indy traded with the Bears are at pick 15, and you got Caleb Williams. You go and get Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay. I don't like that pick at all. I don't like that pick at all. When there's more pressing needs out there, you got more capital, and you reach on Brian Thomas Jr., who's a fast receiver, but you have Keenan Allen and DJ Moore and Cole Kmet and DeAndre Swift. There's more pressing
I kind of
needs
forgot
out there.
about that. Never mind.
It's not even like Brian Thomas is the best player available. Like, I don't understand that. But there's more pressing needs than a wide receiver
fuck
3
that shit. I
out
forgot
there. So
about
that's a bad pick there.
No, they're taking a Marius Mims actually. Tackle out of Georgia.
Okay.
So they're taking a Marius Mims. So he's out of
I
here.
talked him out of it.
Yeah. Fuck you, you little shit.
All right, number
Let me go to
6.
the Rams here and try and find somebody.
Number 16, the Seattle Seahawks are going to take Troy Fautanu out of Washington. What I do give this offensive line class
I also have him.
this credit for is the incredibly hard way to pronunciate their names. Nobody can be average Joe. Well, Joe Alt is an average Joe. Troy Fautanu, Talise
He's
Falaga,
6'8". He's not average.
Olu Fashanu, or whatever his name is. They are going to make it hard on commentators around everywhere. But Seattle has needed
he's
offensive
an
line.
offensive lineman. He's not going to get talked about.
Has
that
needed
much.
offensive line for a while. Troy Fautanu, I just realized this now, out of Washington, so he will make that short trek from Seattle to Seattle. So easy pick there at number 16. He doesn't even have to move his house. He doesn't even have to move anything. He is from Washington. Yes, he is. Okay. Number 16, halfway through the draft.
I also have him.
You have to also have him,
I also
okay.
have him.
Number 17, the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to take Cooper DeJean out of Iowa. Our Jackie Robinson has made its way to
Oh my god damn it!
the draft, and Another guy, probably the best athlete in the class at the cornerback position. Jacksonville needs help. It makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, for me, they will be taking Terry and Arnold, corner out of Bama.
That's a good pick.
Right.
And I'm going to have a little bit of a run on corners here. We're going to have Terry and Arnold go number 18 to Cincinnati. They have enough on the offensive side of the football that just go get themselves a lockdown corner. This is a guy that is so safe. Might not have the upside of some of these other players, but I think how safe he is going to draw some teams in. So I have Terry and Arnold number 18 to the Cincinnati Bengals.
I have Quinion Mitchell going to the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's a good steal. I think Quinion Mitchell could be as high as pick 10. He's going to be pretty high. Hey, Kobe Rauch, how about you shove one up yours, okay? How's that sound? When is a good time to come? What does that even mean? You're not baiting me into saying the word come. Anyway, anyway, number 19, the Los Angeles Rams has just lost Aaron Donald. He's still alive, but they lost him and he retired. So they need some help on the defensive line, and they need help bad. Why not go get Jared Verse, who, if healthy, is a top 10 pick in this draft by far. He's not too healthy. He didn't play too great down the stretch for Florida State. He might have been a top 5 pick, depending on his play last year. Didn't play too good, and he's dropping down to number 19. It's a good high upside pick for the Rams, which it's so weird seeing the Los Angeles Rams in the first round. It has been a long time. Maybe they had a pick last year, but not known for being in the first round. But here we go. The Rams welcome back to the first round. Why have a first-round pick when you can hit on guys in the 5th round? Rams at 19.
For me, the Rams are taking Olu Fashanu.
It's a good pick. I do have him falling a little bit here in my mock draft.
To what?
In the 20s. So,
okay, so yeah, one pick before the 20s. My bad.
So yeah, I have him falling a pretty good bit into the 20s.
Why did you just change that?
I forgot to put him on.
This is who's for Dallas.
All right, anyway.
Is that the tackle out of Arizona? Okay.
Illinois. Pick number 20, the Pittsburgh Steelers
No.
get a huge huge offensive lineman, Amarius Mims with the pass blocking. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. Huge offensive
Dude, I still
lineman.
remember watching Destroying's facility tour like 2 years ago when he came in as a freshman, and he's getting picked now in the
Not
first
2
round.
years ago, but
It's like 3 years. I don't know.
because he can't be a
He's
freshman.
6'7". Damn.
Big boy out there on that left
He's
tackle
6'7",
spot.
300 some pounds.
So the Steelers get a big
Imagine walking by that guy in high school.
left tackle, pun intended.
Yeah, kill yourself. For me, Pittsburgh will be taking Graham Barton,
Big boy out of
offensive
Duke.
lineman out of Duke.
Duke.
Maybe he should go switch to basketball or something.
Number 21, the Miami Dolphins.
Such a good team with also such a high pick. It's like
Who?
Miami.
Oh.
Like they have almost everything on their entire team, and you are at
Not
pick
really
21.
Defense. Not really defense. Miami at number 21. This is maybe a Madden.
Who needs defense when you can outscore?
They can't outscore down the stretch.
I know that. That's for damn sure.
Miami here. This is a
Goodbye,
fun pick.
unsubscribe.
This is a fun pick. This is like imagine if this would happen. But I'm going to have Brian Thomas going to the Miami Dolphins and Raheem Mostert.
Okay.
What's his name? Devon A-Chain, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Brian Thomas. They're just going to run past you. That's going to open up all the inside routes. And Miami, again, who needs defense? You might allow 32, but you can score 33.
For me, Miami will be taking J.C. Latham, tackle.
Oh, he falls, huh?
Yeah, what?
21.
Yeah, for me.
Okay. And at my number 22 pick, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think they're going to bank on the upside, what we've seen out of Kool-Aid McKinstry. Might not be the top guy you expect to go off the board, but
Read it after you're done.
he's a guy that off of upside only, that what we saw in his freshman and sophomore year could just be a game changer in a position that they need bad.
So who'd you say Philly's taking?
Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Oh, actually, he's not even. No, he's in my first round. I was about to say. For me, Philly will be taking our Jackie Robinson, like you said.
Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, God, I hope he doesn't get shot in Philly.
Number 23, the New England Patriots, with their trade with Minnesota, has been moved up, and I think this is a great fit for them. Taking Michael Penix, who can come in and start week one, has a nice, I I don't know. I've never met the guy, Jacoby Brissett. I feel like he'd probably be a good mentor for some guys. They play the same. They play the same. Good deep ball thrower. Can't really run that much. Penix, the problem is, can't really throw over the middle. He's throwing to open guys instead of throwing guys open, which is going to be a problem, I think, with the New England team that really doesn't have any separation.
You were super high on this guy a week ago.
Yeah, I think he's
Now you're
still
regretting
in.
it.
He's my QB 4. He's my QB 3 in the draft. How does it be? It goes Caleb Williams, Drake May, Penix, Daniels, McCarthy. You know, it's a wild take. I understand.
So you're dumb.
Michael Penix has
So you
all
have
the tools. Michael
severe
Penix has
autism.
all the tools that can be to be a franchise
Doesn't matter.
QB.
Can he hand the ball off properly like J.J. McCarthy? No, that's what I thought.
Number 23.
For me, New England, they take Michael Penix, pick 11. You get a wide receiver with that, and you take a Donnie Mitchell wide receiver out of Texas.
A.D. Mitchell goes to number 23 to New England.
Oh, you didn't make the joke with Cooper DeJean. D.B. Cooper.
D.B. Cooper. Number 24, the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys are missing that inside presence. Dorrance Armstrong went to the Washington Commanders. So they get maybe the biggest player in the draft, Jazar Newton out of Illinois. Big boy down low.
Actually, he probably is the biggest.
That can take up 2 guys and just bull rush everybody.
So much for the Vikings. If the Giants straight up, that's going to be the funniest thing ever.
Go 24.
For me, Dallas will be taking Zach Frazier, center out of West Virginia. No. Guard, center.
I don't know why they'd take
One of those.
Zach Frazier over Zach Jackson Powers Johnson, who is the most athletic center of all time.
I don't even have him in the first round.
Yeah, he's going to be a first-round pick, I can bet you.
Probably. Yeah, he's probably going to go to like the last 14.
Miami. Number 25, the Green Bay Packers. This guy has fallen. Olu Fashanu has fallen all the way to pick number 25 in my mock draft. And I think the Green Bay Packers would be loving to get him on their board, and they take him at number 25.
For me, Green Bay, to pair with Jair Alexander. Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Kool-Aid McKinstry. What a defense.
They lost Rasul Douglas to the Bills at the trade at the they didn't even look whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. They traded him away. So why not get a young corner to pair with Jair Alexander for 2 amazing corners?
So you have those 2 on the outside, and then you have Preston Smith playing slot, right?
Yeah,
Did
sure.
you see that last year?
Yeah.
Preston Smith played slot corner.
Dude, anytime
like
you
30
play
times.
Madden and you run a 4-3 with the damn Green Bay Packers, he lines up on the slot wide receiver. Like,
what he
okay,
doesn't-
bud, is he going to cover the slot wide
That's what they
receiver?
did in real life for a while. Number 26, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's pretty clear they want to go all in on their current core, and that is going to be taking Darius Robinson. They need some edge help. Vita Vea is going to eat up the blocks. Darius Robinson on the outside. Tested so well as an athletic freak, and he's going to come off the edge. A little bit of a Shaq Barrett replacement as he did a couple years ago.
Going with a guy that I've met before, Jared Verse.
At a Central Columbia High School. When did
Yeah,
you meet him?
he was actually the water boy. My BYFL Super Bowl. Why? I don't know.
So did you meet him? Or just-
2017. I went to the Super Bowl and I played against Bloomsburg at Central, and he was there. Why? I don't know. I still have no clue.
Did you meet him, or like you just saw he was there?
No, he was like with all of it. He literally gave a pep talk to both of them and high-fived everybody, and I took a picture with him.
Cool. I don't believe it.
I want to take that. I want to get that picture so bad. It's on my mom's camera, but I think it's
Number 27, the Arizona Cardinals. They're going to get a center. They took Marvin Harrison at number 4. They come back here at number 27, go all in on the offensive side. Jackson Powers Johnson out of Oregon, so athletic, tested so well at the combine, so he goes number 27.
I also have Jackson Powers Johnson.
You said you didn't have him in the first round.
Yeah, you're so gullible. It's actually funny.
Funny. Why would you joke about that? It's the most boring thing ever.
Guess what? You
Ha
believed it.
ha! I
You're
got
a
you.
dumb ass.
I got you. You thought Jackson Powers Johnson was
You
going
want to
to
be
be
skinny like me? Dumbass.
28th pick, the Buffalo Bills. This is the most obvious pick of the draft. Not the player, but they're taking a wide receiver. If they don't take a wide receiver, Sean McDermott might just call up Osama bin Laden and ask for some help. So at pick number 28, the Buffalo Bills take Adonai Mitchell. Very raw player that could definitely use some Buffalo Bills handling on him, and he could become a really good player someday.
Pause. For me, Buffalo Bills.
Take Keon Coleman, because that's your guy.
Lad McConkey.
No, I think that really. I think they need an X. They don't need a slot guy to play in the slot. They need a big play guy.
Lad McConkey.
Lad McConkey.
Khalil Shakir could turn into a great wide receiver one.
He's still a slot guy. And
Yes, but
you're- say that statement again. Khalil Shakir can turn into a great wide receiver one. A great wide receiver one is like a top 8 receiver in the league. You think Shakir?
he could be.
Biggest Khalil Shakir fan ever. Second biggest. I see this guy on Instagram.
Who?
Khalil-
Who is meat riding Khalil Shakir that hard?
Like Shakir-
I'm saying it as a joke because I chose Lad McConkey, who is actually meat
It's
riding
like
him.
a Khalil Shakir fan 172 or something. He just posts about Khalil Shakir all the time.
He just posts Khalil Shakir highlights and he's like,
Number-
"This is my wide receiver one."
Mike, number 29, the Detroit Lions. It's pretty clear they have the offense set for so long with so many young weapons.
No. Who's their
Excuse
running
me.
back?
Mike Sanders still out of
Who's their running
Michigan.
back? They only have David Montgomery. Nobody else. Not at all.
Okay.
Who else are they going to
Number
use?
29, the Detroit Lions take Mike Sanders still.
Who?
I hope I'm saying that right. Cornerback out of Michigan. Good ball skills, I think, maybe.
Why wouldn't you just take the Missouri corner at that point?
I don't know who that is.
I was looking at it this morning. I forget his name. For me, at pick 29, the Chiefs trade up with the Detroit. No, I'm kidding. The Detroit Lions. You have Aiden Hutchinson. Why not pair him up with another great edge rusher, Chop Robinson?
Chop Robinson. Okay.
Pork chop Robinson.
Number 30, the Baltimore Ravens. This could be a receiver. It definitely could. I think they might want to make a push for Brandon Ayuk, which I think the Steelers could do as well. But at number 30, actually, the Baltimore Ravens lost Patrick Queen. They go get Peyton Wilson to pair up,
I don't
to-
see him going in the first round.
get back with him.
Yeah. I don't see Peyton Wilson going in the first round, personally.
I don't really either. I mean, he's not like, it's not like I have him at pick 7. I have him at pick 30.
But
3 picks away from the
For
first
me,
round. Oh, you got this guy at pick 32. I don't see him in the
only-
first round.
can you shut the hell up and kill yourself,
Go on.
please?
Go on. I gotta go going here.
Let that statement sink in. For me at number 30, Ravens' only source of pressure is Justin Matabuke. Why not pair him up with Jazon Newton?
Jar Newton out
Yeah.
of Illinois.
Yes.
Big defensive line there. My goodness.
Maybe
are
we
some
can
big
get pressure
boys.
in an AFC championship when it matters most.
You're not drafting Jar Newton to get pressure. He's a
He's there to
run-stopping
eat. He's
defensive
there
lineman.
to eat up 2
So is
linemen
Justin
and then let
Matabuke.
Justin Matabuke in. Guess what? That's 4 offensive linemen, and you blitz 2 more.
Matabuke had 11 sacks, so I'm not going to say anything. Pick number 31. I have a trade just because I think San Francisco has no holes really. Maybe take a a safety with Ufunga potentially being a little bit hurt. I have the Niners trading with the Rams.
Actually, yeah, my corner from Missouri that I was talking about for Detroit is right here.
Okay. Number 31, I have the Niners trading with the Rams and the Raiders. The Raiders. The Raiders take Bo Nix at pick number 31. They feel confident about him at number 31. The more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm like, why wouldn't the Raiders just wait to the second round?
Andy Molik is so happy with this choice.
But I think the Raiders go take Bo Nix at number 31 with the trade with the Niners.
For me at number 31, this was who I was talking about for the Detroit Lions. Corner out of Missouri, Chris Abrams Dryer?
Not sure I
Dreher?
know much about him.
Yeah.
Another obvious one at pick 33 with Rashee Rice doing whatever the hell he wants. The Kansas City
Have
Chiefs.
marijuana in his car and flee the scene of a car crash.
Of course, Xavier Worthy looks like the option here, but I think they're going to go get Troy Franklin out of Oregon. I think he's a more well-rounded player, and that's going to end my mock draft.
For me at 32, the back-to-back Super Bowl champions
Are you the guy that goes up on the stage and he's
of...
the National Football League?
Really? I was going to say the MLB, but okay, I guess you do you. Are taking 6'4",
Keenan Allen.
I don't know what his weight is actually.
9-inch count.
I'd let him rail me every day of the week.
You
Keon
just-
Coleman, athletic as can be, returns punts at FSU, and has an insane catch radius. Him and Patrick Mahomes would be a deadly duo for the next 10 years,
Agreed.
15 years in the NFL.
So that's my mock draft. Sending it through to the billboards. I'll try to keep these. We are going to see you guys
My
next week.
mock draft.
We're
The
gonna have
better mock draft.
We're going to have so much to talk about next week. Full draft grades, reacting to everything. When Spencer Rattler goes number 1, don't quote me on it. He's the best Oklahoma QB in the draft ever. So that's going to do it for this mock
I
draft.
think
We'll
he's
see you
actually
guys.
third. Imagine if Dylan Gabriel was in the draft. He'd probably be better than
We'll
Spencer
see you guys
Rattler.
next week with a full mock draft or with a full reaction. Mock draft season is officially over. It's time for the real thing. We'll see you.
I keep forgetting Dylan Gabriel's at Oregon. Oregon's going to be pretty good this year.
my
Wow.
God.
Should I